chance of behavior. We welcome our guests from Slidell and wish all players good luck in tonight's game. We'd like to remind everyone that it is against LHSAA policy to smoke or consume alcohol at an LHSAA event.
From Winterscheid Stadium on the West Bank, it's SportsNOLA.com. High school baseball presented by First NBC Bank as this evening the Archbishop Shaw Eagles entertain the Slidell Tigers. And a pleasant good evening to you. Ken Trahan along with the coach, Danny Riehm. And we've got good weather, and that's a good thing because we weren't sure about that. And we tell everybody that's tuned in, this initially was going to be a tape-delayed telecast on WHNO TV 20, but we had to pull out of that because of the uncertainty of the forecast, which was not good at all for tonight as of yesterday. But it turned out fine. And to our friends elsewhere, in particular on the North Shore, Godspeed to you, and we hope things get better over there. I know it's been a rough day for you, but baseball will be played here, and we couldn't be happier to be bringing it to you from this wonderful stadium here at Winterscheid Stadium in Marrero, where the Archbishop Shaw Eagles entertain Slidell in the Archbishop Shaw Baseball Tournament. Earlier here this afternoon in a game played here at Winterscheid, it was a very good performance by Thomas Jefferson as they shut out Ponchatoula by the score of 7-0. And now we get the Battle of the Green on St. Paddy's Day for that as well, as Shaw takes on Slidell. Danny, the weather has played a significant role in what's happened over the past week. Obviously, people just haven't had a chance to get out and play, and that certainly has been the case for these teams.
Yeah, it has. Shaw specifically lost the Jay Patterson Shootout, which is always a great event, one of the more exciting tournaments where you have 4 teams from the New Orleans area going up against 4 teams from the Baton Rouge Gonzales area. They lost that to the weather, and that hurts, to lose an entire non-district weekend, because those are the weekends that you're trying to figure your club out, trying to see how a guy responds as a starting pitcher, maybe see how a guy responds coming out of the bullpen, see what you want to do if you want to tinker with your lineup, move guys around, work on one guy maybe leading off in a game, maybe hitting them ninth the next game, moving guys around the middle of the order. There's a lot of things that you like to be able to do in those non-district weekends to figure your club out before you get into district play, and the weather this past weekend just totally wiped that out for a lot of these teams. So Shaw hasn't played in a while. They'll try to get it going here tonight. Looks like we're going to be okay with the weather under the lights, which is nice to see here on the West Bank. Nothing like nighttime baseball, so they'll try to pick up, but it's been a while since they've played.
Well, it really has, and obviously we'll keep an eye on that early on about crispness and whether or not these teams are sharp. And as you look at these two teams, they actually played. The last game Shaw played was against Slidell 9 days ago. So that was a victory for Shaw, 9-2 over the Tigers, who come in to this game with a record of 4-8 does Slidell, and they played a pretty tough schedule this year. So this is a team that, again, their record might be a little bit deceiving overall under Clay Harris. They like playing tough competition. They're out of District 6-5A, and obviously having seen Shaw most recently, they know what to expect here this evening.
Yeah, and they're well coached. Clay Harris, the head coach, former LSU Tiger, coaching Slidell now. And they'll play the game hard, and it should be a good contest. I know they're glad to be back out on the field. Not specifically sure, but I'm sure some of these people from the Slidell club have been battling the rising river issues with the Pearl and things that are just not fun to deal with. So hopefully they'll be able to get on the field tonight and forget about all that stuff for a little while.
Yeah, no question about that. And when you look at the Slidell team, obviously it's a team that is not devoid of talent. They've got some players that you can certainly watch for that have been productive this year. When you talk about their better players and guys that have been most productive for them, you look at some guys that impress you, including their first baseman, Ethan Gillespie. Gillespie hits in the 5 spot. He's batting .320 on the year, and Gillespie's driven in 6 runs, so he's been an outstanding player. Their cleanup hitter, Parker Autry, is another player to watch for that we've been told to keep a close eye on here this evening. He's hitting .333, has a home run, and he leads this team with 13 RBI overall. So Slidell has some guys that can swing the bat.
They do, and Corey Nini will be on the mound tonight for Shaw. Younger brother Jace Nini, who's the ace for Delgado this year, is a freshman who over there for Joe Sherman. So, pitching runs in that family, and Corey will take to the mound tonight and try to give Shaw a good start against a Slidell lineup that'll be hungry to get things going.
No doubt, Dylan Smith, another one of the Slidell players to watch for, along with Gavin Amadio, their leadoff hitter. So they're top 4 in their lineup, really they're top 5. Very good depth there. Guys that can swing the bats, get on base, and do some damage. You mentioned Corey Nini getting the ball for Shaw with a 1-0 record and a 1.08 earned run average on the year, 13 innings pitched in 2 games. You could say that he's their ace. I mean, certainly they have some good options on this club. Brubacher is a guy to watch for, but Zach Otan, we know, we saw him last year, has a good arm. And then, you've got some other good players on this team as well that you can watch for. Kanoha's another guy. So they've got some pitching depth on this team, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They've got left-handed pitching depth too, which is always something that's nice to have with Otan and Meyer. And then from the right side, you've got Nini and Brubacher. So, they've got 4 real quality arms right there.
Shaw team being Slidell team being introduced right now. We got to get used to looking at green tonight. The Slidell green will be the gray uniforms tonight, gray caps as well. Shaw will be in their home whites here tonight. And when you look at the Eagles lineup, again, some changes from a year ago, but you got Pantoja in the leadoff spot. I mentioned Brubacher, Matt Keller, the 2 sports stars, Zach Ochan, their cleanup hitter, a very good player. Keith Meyer, another guy, their DH who can swing the bat. So they've got some guys in their lineup that can hit as well.
Oh yeah, they've got guys you've got to watch out for. Otan going to Nicholls State next year, which Coach Seth Thibodeau down in Thibodeau. So he's a Division I type player in the middle of that order. Somebody you gotta really be careful with. You put the right pitch in the wrong spot, and he'll take a yard in a hurry for you, or double against the wall. He's got a lot of good power.
No question. And how about this ballpark? I mean, we haven't seen how it plays at night, but typically speaking, Danny, this plays as a pitcher's park, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's kind of deceiving. You look down the line and say, 315, 365 to center, and you compare that to Kirsch Rooney or UNO or John Ryan, and you think it's a smaller park, but it really doesn't play that way at all. It plays as a big park. And it's tough to get the ball out of here unless you take it right down the line.
What's interesting is the wind always blows in here, and for most of the first game it was blowing out briskly, but now we look out there and it's blowing in, and that's kind of the way this park plays. The other thing about it is the infield will play slow too. It's not a very fast infield, so that's another reason that it's a good pitcher's ballpark. We pause for our national anthem. Along with the coach, Danny Riehm, I'm Ken Trahan, and it's Shaw and Slidell in the Archbishop Shaw baseball tournament. And we are glad to be here, and glad the weather's good, and glad to be doing baseball again here tonight, because it's what we love. We enjoy doing it, and we certainly enjoy having you with us here this evening. As the Shaw Eagles take to the field, we set the defense for you around the outfield. It's Black in left, Farrell in right, Pantoja is in right field. The third baseman is Mathern, Sposito at short, Brubacher second, Otan at first, Keller the catcher, and Corey Nini on the mound. The lineup for Slidell leading off in center field is Gavin Amadio hitting 179. Dylan Smith, the pitcher, bats second at 333. Tyler McManus, the third baseman, batting third at 231. The cleanup hitter and catcher is Parker Autry, batting 333. Batting fifth at first base is Ethan Gillespie at 320. Jesse Moller, the right fielder, bats sixth, hitting 250. Batting seventh, the DH, Bradley Bozan, no average. Hitting eighth in left field is Justin DeSlad, hitting 103. Batting ninth at second base, Luke Toots hitting 176. And the shortstop not batting is Stuart Montgomery. So the top three, Amadio, Smith, McManus. The middle three, Autry, Gillespie, Molaire. The bottom three, Bozant, Deslatt, and Toots. Montgomery playing short. And they face the right-handing offerings of Corey Nini. It's a family legacy at Shaw. Danny, tell us about Corey Nini.
It sure is. Corey's a great young man. As we mentioned earlier, younger brother of Jace over at Delgado, and does a great job. He's going to pound the strike zone, throw multiple pitches, fastball, curveball, changeup, work his slider in from time to time, but he'll do a good job. He'll put him in a position to win.
So Nini finishing up his warm-up tosses. Throw down, we're ready to go. Shaw and Slidell. And leading it off for the Slidell Tigers will be the center fielder Gavin Amadio. He will stand in with an average of 179, no homers, and 4 RBI on the year.
For the Slidell Tigers, center fielder number 7, Gavin Amadio.
So here's Amadio to stand in, ready to roll here as we get things started here this evening from Winterscheid Stadium. And the first pitch of the ball game. Fly toward right field. One pitch, and Pantoja makes one out, so he retires Amadio on a fly ball to right. We're underway at 7:31, so just about on time, right? So with one gone, the batter will be Dylan Smith.
But you got to like that. One pitch, one out. But that's what Corey's going to do. He'll be in the zone, and he'll force the issue. He'll pitch to contact, and his defense is going to have to play behind him.
Smith, a left-handed swinger, 333, has an RBI. And he swings at the first pitch and corks it in the right. And there's Pantoja again toward the gap. So 2 pitches and 2 outs. And Pantoja's having a good time out there.
Need to take a pitch. Slow this thing down. It would be something if he has a 3-pitch inning.
2 gone, and Tyler McManus, the third baseman, will bat at 231. He has a home run and 4 driven in on the year. Right-handed swinger. And will it be a 3-pitch inning? No. He took a strike. It's 0-1.
Need to slow things down a little bit if you're Slidell.
I have seen the 3-pitch inning before, but you don't see it very much. No balls and a strike and another. And dipping low. So a ball and a strike. They need the basic pitches, the fastball, breaking ball in particular. Lights, by the way, very good lights here at Winterscheid Stadium. 1-1. And now 2 balls and a strike. As mentioned, the wind has been kind of flipping around now. It's blowing across. It's died down a bit from earlier, hasn't it? 2-1 is fly toward right. Pantoja on the run toward the line. Can't get there. Foul ball. And it's 3 balls and a strike. 3:15 down the lines, as Danny mentioned. 365 to center. Gaps are at 345. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Tyler McManus, right-handed swinger, returning to the plate. Great to be able to have the Slidell Tigers as part of our First NBC Bank presentation of high school baseball here on SportsNOLA.com. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and breaking ball fouled out of play. So McManus having a meaningful at-bat. As mentioned, Slidell in at 4-8 on the year. Out of District 6-5A. Two down, so it's full 3-2. When you think about that league, you think about St. Paul's. Mark Weinmunson's team at Mandeville is capable. Ponchatoula, we saw earlier, capable. Hammond's big, and they have some good players.
Glenn Rivera, former Shaw assistant,
and guess what?
Coach at North Shore.
Guess who's going to retire the side here? The right fielder, Pantoja, takes care of business as he retires all 3 Slidell hitters on fly balls to right field. Nothing across for the Tigers onto the bottom of the first with no score. So, again, there's another record. We just saw it. One guy retiring all 3 hitters in an inning, right?
That's all you can do. Can't do any better than that.
Very good, quick, crisp inning for Nini, who needed just 9 pitches to get through that inning. So that's what you wanted to see if you were Kirk Bollinger, Danny.
Absolutely. Keeping that pitch count down, they've got a lot of games, 4 games this weekend, so you can get a complete game here tonight and hopefully a win for Shaw purposes out of Corey Nini. That sets you up pretty nicely for the remaining games in the tournament.
Slidell takes to the field. And we'll set the defense for you for the Tigers, and then we'll give you the lineup. The defense, left to right outfield, DeSlat, Amadio, and Molaire. Left to right infield, McManus, Montgomery, Toops, Gillespie, Autry behind the plate. Dylan Smith on the mound, his third appearance, 0-1, a good 2.62 earned run average. He's a left-hander, so he'll give you a different look right from the start. He'll face this lineup for Shaw, leading off in right field, Josh Pantoja, batting .241, hitting second at second base, Rene Brubacher at .286. Matt Keller, the catcher, bats .269. The cleanup hitter at first baseman, Zach Ochan at .300. Batting fifth at shortstop is Cody Sposito, hitting sixth. The DH, Keith Meyer, batting seventh at third base, Ryder Mathern, hitting eighth. In left field is Dylan Beck, and batting ninth in center field, Adrian Farrell, and of course Corey Nini does the pitching. So what are you seeing from the left-hander, Dylan Smith?
He's working his breaking ball in there, and anytime you face a left-hander, it's never easy. So Shaw's going to have a good approach back through the middle to the opposite field. Stay on the ball, let it get deep, and be willing to go the other way. Don't try to do too much for the lefty. That's when they get you right where they want you. But he looks like he's got a little something on the fastball as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he changes speeds.
Ready to roll here in the bottom of the first inning. And the Eagles will get it started with Josh Pantoja. So Abner Doubleday does it again, right? He just retires all 3 batters, and now he'll lead it off here for the Eagles in the bottom of the first at .241. 6 driven in. Outfield straightaway. Third baseman cheats in. That's McManus. First pitch. Smith delivers a strike at the knees to get ahead. And the 0-1. High and away for a ball. Interesting motion Smith has. And turns a little bit to the side, so makes it a little bit difficult to pick up the ball out of his hand right there. And high. 2 balls and a strike. Open stance for Pantoja. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Good swing. Fouls it straight back, so we're even at 2-2.
Well, normally in a 2-2 count, that's where you want to go to your out pitch, so we'll see what he really likes right here. If he stays with the fastball and tries to flip that curve in there that he was working on in warm-ups.
And the 2-2 to Pantoja is high, so it's full 3-2. Payoff pitch, Smith to Pantoja. Threw it by him. First out here in the bottom of the first. Smith gets Pantoja.
Yeah, Smith came with the 3-2 fastball right down Main Street. Pantoja just swung right through it.
Second baseman, Rene Brubacher to the plate. Brubacher hitting at .286. No homers, 1 RBI. Right-handed hitter. Wind has basically died down. I mean, it was blowing like crazy earlier. As a strike called it, so that flag was absolutely stiff earlier, and now it's still. Out in left center field. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ball towards short. That's off the shortstop's glove, a base hit. That'll be an infield single off the bat of Brubacher. And he hit a solid shot. Slicing. Montgomery had a do-or-die play on that, so you got to give him a hit, Danny.
Yeah, he hit the heck out of that. Really nice job there by Rene to get that fastball out over the plate and hit it really hard. It was knuckling and diving, and that shortstop really didn't have much of a chance.
Here's Matt Keller, the 2 sports star and catcher. Keller is batting at .269, no homers and 7 driven in. Goes down to have a chat with his head coach, Kirk Bullinger. The coach is down at third. Very calm, cerebral young man, Kirk Bullinger. Never gets excited. I just thought I'd get a laugh. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch by Smith to get ahead.
Some local umpires would argue with you. We won't go into all that.
It's all good. He's a great friend, and what a tremendous career he had.
Yeah, I mean, what a great thing for a high school baseball player to be able to play for a guy that played at the highest level in the game, Major League Baseball. That's a special thing, and especially if you're a pitcher, be coached by that every day.
Smith humped up on that fastball and threw it by Keller. It's 0 balls and 2 strikes. He's deceptively fast. Foul that back to the screen. He also has a deceptive leg kick out of the stretch, which will make it tough to read if you're the base runner. Yeah, Kirk Bollinger was, again, part of a phenomenal baseball family. Starting off with Fred Sr., God bless him, his soul, and Freddie Jr., who was a really fine baseball player at Jesuit, and of course, Matt Bollinger. There's a pop foul out of play right side. He was a brilliant pitcher at Rummel and went on to pitch professionally. And then, of course, his brother Jimmy, who not only was an outstanding high school player at Rummel and at UNO as part of a College World Series team, but then pitched in the major leagues for, 7 years. And, of course, I covered Jimmy along the way doing the Zephyrs broadcast all during that time. Down and out, snap throw to first late. So the count to 1-2 on Keller. And as for Kirk, he was in Jimmy's shadow being slightly younger, but he was outstanding at Archbishop Rummel as well, and then at Southeastern before having a chance to pitch professionally for many years, including in the majors. So what a family. Goodness gracious. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a throw to first, and I was blessed to know Fred Sr., who's a really good man. I just really enjoyed his company. Fred Jr. I knew very well. I guess I'm old. I saw him play at Jesuit, so when my brother was there, and good guy. Just a really good family. High fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Keller.
Kirk Bollinger down there telling Keller to make sure he gets a pitch down in the zone. Don't chase something up in your eyes. Smith is leading a lot of fastballs up in the zone, and it's enticing, but it's not a good hitter's pitch.
On 2-2, Smith brings it, and a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Fooled Keller for out number 2. I'm impressed with Smith thus far. He's shown a little pop on his fastball, and he shows a good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice breaking ball there. Really, that was an out pitch. You know, you talk about an out pitch from a pitcher where he's going to come try to get a guy. That was a heck of a breaking ball.
Zach Ochan will bat, the first baseman, at 300 with 1 RBI. Open stance left side, lefty-lefty matchup, and there's a move to first and threw it away. And that's going to result in an advance by Brubacher around second and stopping there. So throwing error on the pitcher is the first error of the game, and it puts a runner in scoring position. Wow, the throw through got all the way to the third baseman, but fortunately he was able to knock it down.
It doesn't seem like Smith is overly comfortable with holding the runners at first, so that's something to keep an eye on as the game goes. The pickoff moves that he has made over there aren't overly complicated, and he pretty much shows you that he's coming before he even comes, but that throw to first gets away, so Shaw's got a man in scoring position now with 2 down.
Ochan corks it toward first, foul. No balls and a strike on Sack. I mentioned earlier, I mean, this grass, it's not Wrigley Field, but it plays slower than the surfaces we're used to seeing. I was at Trahan watching a game earlier this week. Pretty fast infield. Kirsch Rooney, very fast infield. The turf field, of course, at John Ryan is fast. RBI field, fast turf. Popped up, left side, foul. Third baseman over, but no play. And quickly now, no balls and 2 strikes on Ochan. Chalmette, turf surface, fast. Basically just about all fast surfaces that we see, but not this one. And of course, I think this is a very good infield to bunt the baseball for several reasons. First, the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. So he struck out the side with a base hit mixed in. Runner stranded. We're through 1 and no score. And you had to be impressed with what you saw of Dylan Smith in the first inning.
Yeah, Smith did a nice job there. Retired some of Shaw's top hitters. Keller, Ochan, got them both with breaking balls. And, looks like he's going to be a guy that Shaw may have some trouble getting to here early on.
So no scores we had at the top of the second inning. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm with you. from Winterscheid Stadium. And again, so nice to be part of this under the lights. They had a ceremony earlier. Father Lou Molinelli on the field with Kirk Bollinger and Kenny Retief. Retief Fuel and Oil and Fuel, who donated quite a bit of money to make these lights happen. Always nice to see people give back.
The Retief family has always been generous with local baseball, whether it's here at Shaw or at Jesuit sponsoring their Legion and Metro teams over the years, and then here at Shaw with sponsoring their Legion team as well. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Retief Oil basically is the Legion sponsor for both Jesuit and Shaw in the summertime.
Correct.
So that's pretty special when you're sponsoring two teams and helping young men at two completely different schools in the summertime. And then obviously they were a big part of being able to get nighttime baseball here at Shaw.
Second inning set to begin with no score here from Winterscheid Stadium. And leading it off for Slidell, Parker Autry, the catcher, against Corey Nini, who in the first needed just 9 pitches to get through the inning. Autry, Gillespie, and then Molaire here in the second. Autry comes in at .333, has a home run, and he leads this team with 13 RBIs, so he's been awfully good.
Good, Charlie.
Swings at the first pitch and hits it deep to left, but it's not going to carry. Left fielder there, and putting it away for the out is Black for out number 1. So Autry gave it a ride again in this ballpark. You got to really get it, and you got to get it toward the line.
Yeah, it looked good off the bat, but then it just kind of hung up in the air, and Dylan Black able to pull it in.
1 gone, and here's Ethan Gillespie. .320 batter, no homers, 6 RBIs for the first baseman. It's out of a slight crouch. And took a breaking ball away.
Coronini doing a nice job of pitching to contact and getting fly ball outs.
Outfield deep this inning for these hitters. Swing and a miss. Twister again, and he missed that one. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, I'll bring it to you. You're right.
And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Threw it by him. It's 1-2. Nice to see Clay Parker coaching at this level. Again, he was a guy that you remember very well from his days on the diamond. Outstanding player. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. And I think that's a good sequence of pitching call for there, because you could see he had trouble with the breaking ball early in the count. They stayed with it. Nini made his pitch. Of course, the key's getting ahead. Then you can go out of the zone, Danny.
Absolutely. Throwing strikes, getting ahead early, making the hitter hit what you want him to hit. That's the whole key to pitching. Putting yourself in a position where the hitter is on the defensive, and he's got to kind of chase and follow you.
Jesse Molaire bats, and he takes one down and out for ball 1. Molaire, the right fielder, .250, no homers and an RBI. .1-0 away, so 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield very deep. I mean, very deep. Oh, look at them. The 2-0. Down and out 3-0. Now, again, you have to kind of put it in its place, because this is a smaller ballpark in terms of dimensions. But we've done games this year where it looked like the outfield was lined up about 15 feet behind the infield. I mean, guys have been very shallow in other ball games, but not here. Not against these 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Slidell. First time that Nini's fallen behind. 3-0 here.
I got to get right back in it. If you Corey Nini, throw strike 1 and then go from there.
And he cannot. So a 4-pitch walk. Molaire is on for the Tigers. And that will bring Bradley Bozan to the plate, the designated hitter for Slidell.
Designated hitter number 5, Bradley Bozan.
Here's Bozan, a senior. Runner first, 2 outs. We'll see if Slidell wants to try to put something on here to create some havoc with 2 outs and start a rally. And just missing the outer edge. So 5 straight out of the zone. Bernini.
He's completely lost the zone right now. Needs to get back in there.
The 1-0. And he got that one in there. Fastball 1-1. No score here in the top of the second inning at the Archbishop Shaw tournament. Under the lights. Runner back. In Marrero. If you haven't been to the Archbishop Shaw campus, it's a nice campus, an enormous amount of green space. Outside a ball. 2-1. They are blessed with. Now the throw gets by and the runner will advance. So a steal, and now the runner to third. So stolen base and an error, and now a runner to third with 2 outs.
Delay steal there by Slidell and caught the middle infielders for Shaw sleeping. Keller came up and tried to make a good throw to the bag, but nobody was covering, and he's able to go first
error on
to third.
Keller. Yeah, I mean, he did his job, but nobody there, so you have to give an error to the catcher. And a runner third, and still pitching from the stretch is Nini with the 2-1. Tapped it foul behind the plate. 2-2.
And this is why, when you, as a pitcher, when you get to 2 outs in an inning with no one on, you really want to bear down and try to put that in and away. Because bad things will happen when you give teams some momentum when they really don't have much going for them.
2-2 the count. And just missed hitting him. It's full 3-2. DeSlat would be next should the inning continue. Got the first 2. Then a walk, stolen base, and throwing error. Put a runner at third, 2 outs. Nini with the payoff pitch. Chopper toward the left side. Third baseman can't get it. Tough chance. Shortstop. Stretch. Got him. By a half a step, and the inning is over. Good play by Sposito. Good stretch by Otan to end the thread with no runs and a runner stranded. The first left for the Tigers, and we're on to the bottom of the second with no score. Talk about that play, Danny. That's tough for the shortstop because the third baseman's flashing in front of him, so it obscures his vision. And then, of course, once he has to make the play, moving his feet, throwing in the same motion and accurately is tough.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Sposito. I didn't think they were going to be able to get an out on that one. Third baseman going hard to his left, just like you teach. You want a third baseman to cut off anything he possibly can in front of the shortstop. Sposito had to make the play. Really good stretch over at first by Otan to get that out and get out of that jam.
So we head to the bottom of the second inning with no score. Ken Trahan with Danny Riehm. And back to the mound goes Dylan Smith. Struck out the side in the first inning. Very impressive fashion. Gave up a hit in between, but did an outstanding job. And we'll see how Smith is able to deal with Sposito, Meyer, and Mathern here in the second inning. So here we go to the bottom of the second inning with no score, and Smith has finished his warm-up tosses. In the first, he threw 18 pitches, and as mentioned, he struck out the side in the first inning. He'll deal with Cody Sposito to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning for the Eagles.
Now batting shortstop number 12, Cody Sposito.
So here's Sposito. .238 batter, no homers, and a run driven in. First one from Smith. Foul tipped it. Look out. That got a piece of blue. Slumps down. Kirk Bowinger runs toward the plate. And if they got him in a chest protector, that's a good thing. It's why you wear it, Danny.
That doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't.
Not at all. And he's taking his time, and that's a good move by Kirk Bullinger to come down and talk to him a little bit and just delay things and stall. And I think the Shaw trainer is going to come check him out just to be sure. That's always the toughest part about being the home plate umpires. If you get those foul balls right off of you, and there, a lot of your body is covered, but there are some spots that are exposed, and the area that he got popped in just now, that neck area, that lower neck area, that is sometimes exposed a little bit, so they're checking him out. I'm sure it doesn't feel too well.
I was hoping it got part of the chest protector. Shakes his head yes.
Good job, Matt, the trainer.
Certainly a relief to see that he's going to be able to continue on. Everybody returning to their respective spots with an 0-1 count on Sposito as he starts the bottom of the second inning with no score.
Well, he just made a great play at short. See if he can get on base and give the Eagles a little spark here in the bottom of the second.
0-1. Turned it over but missed outside. 1-1. Infielders at normal depth, and the 1-1 pitch from Dylan Smith. And it's 2-1 as he cuts that one inside. Smith with the 2-1 pitch. And again missed inside, so 3-1. Sposito trying to get something started here to start the bottom of the second inning.
A big part of offensive baseball is getting the leadoff man on. There it is.
And the walk, so the leadoff man aboard via the first base on balls issued by Dylan Smith. And that will get Keith Meyer to the plate, the designated hitter for the Eagles at 222. No homers, no RBIs for Big Keith as he stands in. And we'll see how Kirk Bullinger plays it. Snap throw to first, runner back.
A little quick step back move there by Smith. Trying to see if he could catch Sposito sleeping.
Strike call, good pitch at the knee. So Smith able to get ahead.
That's a good spot to keep it against Big Keith Meyer. He's a big guy in that left side of the box, and you don't want to put anything up in his wheelhouse. Work those knees.
Even with a lefty-lefty matchup, they've got him slightly to pull in the outfield. Second baseman cheats up the middle. And again off the umpire. Goodness gracious. 2-1 inning. That got the chest protector, fortunately. That was like in the middle of the chest protector. And right about now he's saying, is this worth it? What am I doing here?
Could be home watching the NCAA tournament.
I could be watching a basketball tournament, or I could be doing Riehm's job, and he should be down here doing my job. Are you kidding me?
It's not often I get to just sit in the stands and relax and be on the air.
It's pretty cool, man.
Nice little setup here.
We need to call our good friend Tyler Sherman and see if we can get a few LED lights in the grandstand here. 0-2 the count. Off-speed, Twister got him swinging. Good pitch.
He's retired a lot of guys thus far with that breaking ball. Obviously, that's his out pitch. When he wants to come get you, he's going to that breaking ball, and it's a pretty good one.
Third baseman, number 19, Ryder Mathern.
First out here in the second. That's the fourth strikeout for Smith already. And here's Ryder Mathern, the third baseman for Shaw. 200, no homers, and 3 driven in.
3 out of the 4 strikeouts were with the curveball.
Good pass at that pitch and fouls it back to the screen as Mathern goes up swinging.
See, Coach Kirk Bullinger flashing a lot of signs down in third base box. And they'll try to pick a pitch to go and try to make something happen with Sposito, the shortstop, who runs pretty well over at first.
Throw to first gets the white uniform dirty for Sposito. And another move to first by Smith. And good lighting here. This is a good lighting system. Very well illuminated field. And another move to first. That's his good move, and just in. Little hesitation move there, and accurate throw as well. Sposito hesitated, but able to dive back in. So now he knows what he can get and what he can't get. Takes a big lead nonetheless. Smith brings it. And a strike call. Smith quick to the plate there, Danny.
Yeah, he's doing a better job this inning of holding the runner. Struggled with it a little bit in the first, but he's done a much better job. Looks a lot more settled in.
Another snap throw to first. Back foot almost got him again. So two very good moves to first base and two completely different moves. Smith showing Shaw everything here. Should make it tough for the Eagles to get a running game going against him. On 0-2. Delivers. Threw it by him. Strikeout number 5 for Smith already as he gets Mathern. And Dylan Black, the left fielder, will bat. So he's been very impressive.
No, he's been very good for Slidell, and that's the first thing that you want to have out of a good starter at the high school level is 2 pitches that you can work with, and he's done a nice job with those 2 pitches. You know, obviously you'd like to have more, but at least if you can have those 2 working, and he's got his fastball and that breaking ball working, he's giving him trouble.
Foul back to the screen. First pitch swinging was Black. He's at 261 with the 2 RBI.
And he's not really your, like a soft tossing type lefty. He can put something on the fastball and come get you when he wants to. So yeah, it makes the breaking ball even tougher to deal with.
Runner at first. Sposito was there with no outs. He's still there with 2 outs, and fastball up and away. Equals the count 1-1.
Waiting to see if Coach Bullinger picks a pitch to maybe go first move on the lefty. Trying to get Sposito in the scoring position here with 2 outs.
Foul back to the screen once more. It's 1-2. Smith will toe the rubber once more. Outfield straight away. Ditto for the infield for this hitter. 1-2. Gassed him. 2 innings pitched and 6 strikeouts for Dylan Smith. You can't have any more than that. That's pretty impressive for this young man.
Yeah, and that was a fastball, and that's the thing that's just making him so difficult right now on this Shaw lineup is he's got a plus fastball for a left-handed pitcher, so it's just making everything. He's got him guessing. They don't know what's coming next. He's throwing the fastball by him. He's really breaking off some nice-looking curveballs with good movement. He throws everything fairly hard, even the breaking ball. He's not floating it in there. The breaking ball is a sharper breaking ball.
So no scores. We head to the 3rd inning, and we thank our good and great friends at First NBC Bank for making this possible. But many very good sponsors, Danny, that give us the opportunity for the games we're able to bring you on SportsNOLA.com and, of course, on WHNO TV 20. And I know you got a friend of yours and a guy we're deeply appreciative of joining us now, too. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, we got Glenn Liuzza, All-State agent here in the West Bank with us. We're happy to have him a part of the First NBC Bank Prep Showcase this year. Glenn, thanks for being with us, making some time to come out to the ballpark.
Thanks for having me, Danny. I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful night out here on the West Bank. Enjoying some good baseball.
Cold wind picking up. That doesn't
you never like that.
No, you don't like to feel that. That just came out of nowhere. We'll see what that means. But Glenn, your office over on Bell Chase Highway, and you guys can do a lot of different things for people.
Absolutely, Danny. We're a multi-line company, multi-line agency, auto, home, life insurance, retirement, as well as all-state benefits. We're a little bit different at my agency. We help people manage everyday risk and and that can be anywhere from your auto to your commercial auto, life, retirement. And so that's what we try to do in Gretna as well as the greater New Orleans area.
Justin DeSlav leading off here, took a ball from the right-hander, Corey Nini, and swings and misses at a breaking ball here, 1-1.
What's the phone number over at the agency, Glenn, if anybody wants to give you guys a call and see what you can help them with?
504 area code 361-0066.
361 0066. Kane.
That's the number. So okay? And that is the wind that is just blowing like you wouldn't believe. That's never a good sign at a ballpark when you're outdoors. Things are blowing like you wouldn't believe out here. Here in the third inning, the second strikeout, a good breaking ball.
Yeah, good job by Corey. Watch and you'll see him a bunch during our televised games. Contact Glenn Liuzza over at his Allstate office, Bell Chase Highway here in the West Bank. He can help you with a lot of things, as he mentioned. Life insurance, if you're a business owner, we got some great benefit options for your employees through Allstate, retirement, car insurance.
Second out recorded here on the fly ball.
Take a second, Glenn, just talk about your office staff. I know they're really helpful, really nice, and really bend over backwards for your clients.
Absolutely, Dan. I'm lucky to have 4 licensed professionals working in my office. Anyone in the office can help you with your insurance. They're licensed in property and casualty as well as life and accident insurance. So really great girls. Lucky to have them. All from the West Bank and eager to help our customers and always have a smile on their face, which I love. And it's great to walk in the door every day and see their smiles and ready to help people, because that's what we do.
To right field to start the ball game. And again, we apologize for the distortion. That's wind. That's not us. That's how hard it's blowing. I'm telling you, that's at least 25 miles an hour. Outside a ball, 1-1.
Glenn's office at 2550 Bell Chase Highway in Gretna. 361-0066. Give him a call.
That's right. You can email me as well at glenliuzza@allstate.com.
Glenn Liuzza at allstate.com. Make sure that you do so. If you already have insurance, you have a chance to upgrade or do a better job and get a better plan through Glenn Liuzza at Allstate. Strike called here. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on a medio with nobody on, 2 outs here in the top of the third. No score in the middle of a wind fest on the West Bank.
Blow it straight out the center.
Get one of the air now.
Yep.
2-2. Breaker down and out, so it's full 3-2. Yeah, that's what it would take. 140 feet, I think. Amazing. I mean, that's the good news. The bad news is the fences are 315. This is a mile high. Now watch the wind work on this. Everybody converges, and there it is. It drops for a base hit, and you can't blame anybody there. Sposito chased it. Mathern chased it. Black chased it, and anything hit that high is going to be a major problem, Danny.
Yeah, this wind is really remarkable right now. I mean, and that ball, you can only imagine what it was doing up in the air. 3 players converging on it, and it landed about 15 feet on the other side of the shortstop.
And now the catcher Keller heads to the mound. With a runner at first, you know he's got speed. The leadoff hitter Emilio at first with 2 outs. That's going to get the pitcher Dylan Smith to the plate. He flew out to right field his first time. And I've been lamenting how unseasonably warm it is, including today where it's time. And I can feel few raindrops falling now, by the way, unfortunately.
I just got a message saying that for the next 30 minutes, winds could gust up to 50 miles an hour.
That is not what we wanted to hear at a ballpark. Here's a and the wind's blowing straight in toward us, so whatever we're going to get weather-wise is going to blow in right at us, unfortunately. We got equipment here and everything else. I didn't bring anything to cover this stuff like I did for football. We did a game at Country Day in the playoffs in football this past year where it rained all that was fully expected. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rick Gailey and I did it, and we kind of laughed when we left. We were soaking wet, but it was such a great game in overtime in the state quarterfinals in football that it didn't really matter. 1-1 the count. People are kind of looking around, walking around here like, hey, what are we in the twilight zone? This is strange stuff here. 1-1 the count. Runner goes, big jump. Fly ball left, and the wind's going to work on it. Left fielder back, making the catch. Black, and the inning is over with no runs and a hit and a runner stranded. So no score as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Winterscheid Stadium. And again, we do feel a few raindrops blowing in toward us. So anytime you had this kind of wind kick up, you knew something was up. So we're going to ask our weather authority, Danny Riehm, to check on the forecast. Or maybe the good hands guy, Glenn Liuza, can give us the forecast. I don't know.
He's the mayhem guy.
Well, he can take a beating and keep on ticking them.
That's fine. So, at least we got Carl Nini playing some Earth, Wind, and Fire during all this.
I hate to tell you this, but there's lightning in the background here, so I don't know that this game's very long now, based upon what I just saw right behind us. And I just saw what was behind us here, and that was not good. A lot of people just running into the gym here, too. Kirk Bollinger's just talking to the umpire, but they're just kind of smiling. There's nothing serious happening there, so not looking too good on the radar, right?
No, it looks like a nice storm getting ready to blow through. And there's Trahan.
You just got a text that there's some power out in Metairie. So I guess not the ideal situation weather-wise, and I believe they're calling the players in, Danny. So considering what I just saw in the background, that's a safe thing and a good thing to do. So players being called in, and considering the weather we're looking at right now, I'm not too sure if and when we will resume tonight. Bottom of the 3rd with no score, Shaw and Slidell. And we can tell you that thus far, both teams have had a hit, and there was a runner at the third base for Slidell, but that's been the score. You for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your support as well, and keep up the great work with Allstate. So it is no score, bottom of 3rd. We're in a delay for weather, so we're going to go ahead and take a break here. Not sure if we'll be back with you or not. Depends on what transpires with the weather. So we thank you for tuning in. But again, stay tuned with tweet updates and the First NBC Bank showcase on SportsNOLA.com.
I want to make a run. Yeah, my about. Thanks, man. I'll be in touch.